Hello, everyone. I'm like getting like cookies and cream Hershey's out of my teeth before I go live, y'all. I'm trying to be classy tonight. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Wicked Awesome Gardening. Thank you for stopping in. Giving it a sec to see who else drops in tonight. Hi. I'm guessing it's Monica because I see a exclamation point. So if it is Eric, I'm sorry, but I see the exclamation point, so I'm saying Monica. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for coming to my first live. Yeah, this is my first live on the channel that I'm doing, so hang with me. Yes. I try to brush my teeth at least once a month. So now I know it definitely is Monica. Hi, Black Tropical Homestead, Sherry. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Hey, hey, y'all. Oh, hi, Eric. Hi, Eric. Hi. I'll say hi to you too. Even though I never know which one is Eric. I know Monica is exclamation point, and Eric, I don't know. Hi, Leanne. Hey. Oh, Eric. Hey, what's up, homie? You're using an exclamation point. Y'all are confusing me. See, I love y'all, but y'all confuse me with both of y'all using exclamation points now. Well, y'all, since we got some folks in here, I am so excited. This is my first live that I'm doing that is not associated with the podcast, which I'm very proud of, that I'm going to pop up here. If you have not seen our podcast, check it out. It's pretty bomb. And my first guest is not only a co-host, but a very dear friend and rides the Hot Bus Express with me most of the time. So I'm going to bring her up so we can chat. So welcome, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hello. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey,
Pew,
y'all.
pew,
Hey.
pew.
Peel, peel, peel. You know what's so funny, Lisa, is Alicia told me to put it, you know how she has always like hashtag put it on a tee.
Yo,
So
yeah.
I did, and I'm actually selling pew 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 t-shirts. Like nobody cares that I'm like gardening and like cooking fresh from scratch. They just want pew pew pew. So
Thank you,
thank
Monica.
y'all.
Who we got in the chat here? We got Lisa Kalovi. That's my original boo thing. We went to
Oh,
kindergarten together.
that's the OG boot thing.
What?
Okay, they said Country Mama Musing, but Alicia, where? Oh, there she is. Hi, friends. Hi, Alicia. So we got Black
Hello.
Tropical Homestead in here. We got Eric and Monica, Lisa. Okay, because I was confused because
Yeah.
I always was told that the exclamation point was Monica,
I
and
know.
now Eric's doing the exclamation point.
I know. I know. I think he likes to impersonate Monica sometimes.
Hi,
So,
Brampton Gardner.
question. Alicia was in a live earlier today and she did a
Mhm.
hashtag put it on a tee. Alicia, do you remember what it was? I think it was about the turkeys. I'll see if she says it, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, look at beautiful Monica.
Look at her.
She's so pretty.
You're so pretty, like cheerleader. Oh, okay. Have y'all seen this one video of this comedian? I can't remember what her name was. She's a Spanish girl, but she did the beautiful nail. She did the Asian impersonation for the nail shop. And she said, you so pretty, like cheerleader or motto. And so I just thought that when you said that, Monica, you so pretty, like cheerleader.
I got to tell Monica
Sorry,
to,
y'all.
that's all right. I got to tell Monica to look on Instagram at my reel, but please don't listen to it in front of your children.
Is that the one that you sent me last night?
No, the turkey one that I posted today.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'm still laughing from the Sharpie on the father's face as the two children are writing on his face. And Lisa, as you sent me that, I was like, oh my God, that's gonna be me too. That's gonna be me too in like my parenting career. I'm gonna have Sharpies all over my face. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, "Ooh!"
Thumbs up, y'all. Thumbs up.
Thumbs it up. And y'all, I'm gonna say this for those that come in, if y'all would leave you and your spouses or your name. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I am not as amazing as my co-hosts on Round the Hay Bale to know everybody's name. But I have a pad, y'all. I have a pad. She has a pad and she's ready to learn names. So drop your name because otherwise I'm going to call you Boo Thing or I'm going to call you Gal like I normally do.
Look who just came in, CB from Huga Homestead. Hey, CB.
You said again, you broke up.
CB.
It was Huga Homestead.
CB is her name at Huga Homestead. And Monica, no, I didn't go check my mail. I will try to check it tomorrow. I'm taking my
earpods out because they are making me break up and the sound. I can't hear anything. So let's try this. Say something again, Lisa.
CB.
Hey, there we go. Hey, Lisa. Hey, I can hear you.
We got an echo though.
Oh, do we really?
I think it's gone. Do you guys hear it?
The struggle is real. The struggle is real on my sound on this Mac. Oh my, look at this. Look at him. Look at him. He's showing out tonight already.
That's not my name. That's not my name.
Oh.
That's what happens when you have turkeys that refuse to go in the coop. And when you learn that there's a wind chill of -23 and you say to them, you're going in the coop now. And they actually didn't fight, but that's what they call me and sing to me when I go down to check on them.
What, Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, it's a bad word.
Yes, we're keeping it PG tonight. It was so funny. You know, I tuned into our friend Alicia's quickie the other night with Chrissy.
Yep.
One of my gals. You know, me and Chrissy, we got mouths of sailors. But I tried to not keep mine on YouTube. So I tuned in because I was like, ooh, girl, I'm going to clutch my pearls. Alicia and Chrissy together. This is going to be interesting. But they were behaved. So it wasn't as fun.
Oh, CB said we can call her Boo Thing too. It's okay. Boo Thing.
Boo Thing. I'm writing that down right by your name.
Well, I'm a sailor too, as you know from the podcast meetings. Yes. But I keep it off YouTube.
And you know, what's funny is I have dialed back since being Casey because I have a big old mouth too.
Yep. You got a bot. I'm going to take care of it.
I was about to say, I need to assign. Hold on. I haven't assigned any.
You can make me one while I'm sitting here.
I'm going to try to.
I can't do links, but I can monitor at least tonight.
Okay. Let me mute this. Let me get to the
I got it, Monica. Thank you. Eric, I got it.
Why can I never set up a mod? Y'all, the struggle bus is the real thing.
Do you have your phone?
Farms. Hi to Girly Gunta. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Do you have your phone?
Yeah, somewhere in life.
If you go into your phone into the live, and I'll keep people entertained.
Yes.
Then click on somebody and then click make moderator.
Hello. You know what's funny? We had that struggle, but there we are. We had that struggle bus happen on the podcast when I couldn't figure out. I was trying to stay like attentive and pretty on the podcast and couldn't figure out how to
make Eric one.
Okay, let's do.
All right, I'm gonna say hello to hello Matt Acre Farms, hello to Girly, hello Tammy Rebel Canners.
Let's say I saw that.
Go ahead, you got it now?
I got it. We're good. We got it open. So we're off the struggle bus. We're on the short bus.
Okay.
But we're good now. We're good. So let me go back and let me go. How far back do I need to go? Right there. Okay, we have the Who Homestead, Black Tropical Homestead. Hey, hey, Brenda Gardner. Hey, hey, Madicker Farms. Hey, hey. That was the bot because I was about to say I could not pronounce that name. We went there. We went there. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Blue Farm. Thank you for coming in. Kitchen Garden Therapy. Hello, hello. Okay, so I've said hello. Y'all, this is my first one. I had Lisa to help me plant my cherries. We're gonna keep it PG there and say plant the cherries. But we are gonna be talking about thrifty homesteading. Because as everybody knows, starting a homestead costs some good amount of money. It's not very cheap. And Lisa is the 50 queen herself, 50 thrifty queen herself.
50.
Right? So Lisa, okay, let me ask you this first of all. What is the thriftiest thing that you've ever done on your homestead? That's like, the funny thrifty, yeah? Not just like you need to do it. Like, what is the funniest, like thrifty? Because I remember you Instagrammed me something that was super funny, and I was blonde enough to believe it until you said it was just a joke for the shorts. Do you remember?
Oh gosh, no.
It was the dryer something. Was it a dryer? And you said for a salad spinner?
Yes, yes. So
I was like, oh, cute.
I do remember that now. Yeah, I had sent Casey a video of a short for, if anyone who watches our channel, you know that we do homesteading hacks. And so I was filming a homesteading hack and I was mocking it. And I said, it was an old dryer we were getting rid of. We were replacing our clothes dryer. And I turned around and I said, homesteading hack, use your dryer for a salad spinner. That would be the funniest, but we never really did it. But that would be the funniest.
But see, Lisa, I would have totally, because I'm a blonde. So I saw your short and I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. So I would be the one that's actually like shoveling lettuce into the dryer and being the butt of the joke afterwards.
You would, because I remember you were like, that's great. And I was like, do you realize how big that salad would have to be?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't think of anything else that's funny. But I mean, I can tell you that like everything we do is thrifty. I mean, I have an example right here for you. Guess what was in this?
Chipotle.
No, fried chicken from the supermarket. So I forgot to take something out for dinner a couple nights ago, and we got some fried chicken. So guess what's going in there?
Seeds.
Yep. Going to pour some dirt in the bottom. Or I will put my rock wool so I have more room on my tray. But there's a homesteading hack. Like wash it out with soap and water, hot soapy water. It wasn't anything that could harm a plant. It was food. So, I mean, that's the stuff you got to do, And I mean, you guys saw the pallet woods that we've done.
Well, what's funny about what you just shared, Lisa, is, when I used to work in a restaurant, those were the boxes that we gave at Longhorn Steakhouse. Was like the foldable in half, the plastic on the top, the black plastic on the bottom. I used to keep them because they're the best to toss chicken wings in when you want to toss them in buffalo sauce. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to season, like I like to season like my fries or my sweet potato fries before I put them in the air fryer. So if you put in that or a Tupperware container where you're seasoning olive oil and shake it up, it's a little bootleg, but it works.
No, look at this. Make it larger can you make it larger for a minute? Do you know how to? There you go. So if you look at this, right, it's got all these holes so the chicken doesn't get soggy, right? Well, if you want to control humidity, just put them back down and tape them. I mean, so this is just ingenious to have this. I mean, so I'm looking to get more of them now. I got to eat more fried chicken, which is my favorite.
It's important. It's my favorite too.
Yeah.
It's so good. Fried chicken. That's why I have got the girlish figure that I have is from fried chicken. So
Me
can't
too.
hate on the
Beautiful thing right here.
right.
Come get it.
Come get it. Okay, Lisa. Now, when you hear the phrase thrifty homesteader, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Because really, you taught me about thrifty homesteading. Like, if nobody knows how me and Lisa met, I guess I should probably talk about that first. Because everybody kind of figured it was kind of like Casey's on Lisa's live, and then Casey's in the fam with the homesteading fam. And then we started a podcast. We just finished season 1, not to toot our own
Pew,
horn.
pew, pew.
Pew, pew. But how I met Lisa first, it's actually a funny story, is on Instagram, there was I guess you could call it a collab that was the farm sticker swap. And what the person that put the collab together said was DM the person and say, hey, I'm in the farm sticker swap. Would you want to switch stickers? And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I get one from a Yogi Hello Farm, and I pulled up their logo because I was kind of sketch at first to like get DMs from people that I didn't know. Because with Instagram, it puts them in a different folder unless y'all are friends, like mutual friends. So I get a DM from a Yogi Hello Farm, and we looked at the picture, and it was Yogi, your dog. And well, not Diesel, because that's my homeboy, but Yogi. And me and Mom were looking at it, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, I love them," because Mom is like a dog addict. She loves her dogs, and
Yeah.
so okay, I'm gonna add them. So I went and added them. We traded stickers with Lisa. Still really didn't know much about Lisa. Watched her channel, and then I went to a live. I went to one of her lives, and who she had on this live was, funny enough, one of my other besties, Eric and Monica. And on that live, she brought up other people. And this was before you started having your roundtable, I think, because this was a while back. And you had Eric and Candace from Ganya Farms, and you had Alicia. Oh my God, I can't say her name. I was trying to say Alicia and Country Mama together. Alicia from Country Mama Musing. And I was, oh, these are my folks. And so the next Friday, I went on Lisa's live, and the rest is history. Now we're boo things. So
That's
that is
right.
the story of how we met. Okay, back to my question.
KCB. She's so sweet.
Wait, who are we talking to?
Huga Homestead. She said Lisa rocks. She's so sweet.
Yes, boo thing. Lisa does rock.
There's good people in this chat, let me tell you.
Well, there's good people in this community. Yeah? I have been like super impressed by how welcoming this community is to literally everybody. New channels, younger couples, older couples, single people. I don't know any like multi couples, but we won't go into that. But back to my question. When you think thrifty homestead, what is the first thing that pops to your mind?
Use what you have first.
Mm-hmm.
Always. So disclaimer, I've been married to Ryan for over 20 years. And admittedly, I used to mock him hardcore. So I have since publicly apologized on YouTube several times to make it up to him. But I used to call him a hoarder. He's not a hoarder, but he would collect things. So like he would come home with a truckload of stuff and I'd go, what is that? And he'd be like, oh, they were getting rid of this somewhere, or they were getting rid of this at work, or this. And he had like 3 air conditioners. And I'm like, we don't need that. P.S. Because we had central air in the one house we were that he brought it home with. That's why I was like, why are you bringing home air conditioners? Well, then we sold our house and moved, bought the only house in North Carolina that probably did not have central air. And it was very hot, and his air conditioners saved us. But I didn't publicly apologize then. I didn't do it until we were homesteading. So when we got to South Dakota and we decided to start this whole journey, finally, because we put it off for so long and we let life get in the way, just because, you blink and 20 years goes by.
It's true.
He's so cheap he squeaks.
Eat,
He
eat,
is.
eat.
Yeah. But I will say this about him. Like, if we need to buy something, he buys the right one, not the cheapest. Does that make sense? Like, he'll buy so we don't have to replace it 5 times,
Which is important too, though. I mean,
Yes.
you got the cheapies that don't want to buy it a lot of time, but the people that buy it nice the original time and don't have to buy it 5 more times. So
Right.
that's thrifty.
He's taught me about that. He really has. So one of the things is, even when we were dating, like we'd be driving down the road and there'd be like a Craftsman tool in the road. He'd be like, "Hey, pull over." I said, "What?" He said, "Pull over." And I said, "Why?" And then I pull over. He gets out of the truck. He gets back in, and I said, "What? Are you serious?" And he's like, "It's Craftsman. It got a warranty." He'd bring it back to the store, get a brand new tool. But
Wait,
seriously,
okay, hold on. We got to talk
hold
about
up.
that. Yeah, okay. See, I got my notepad out now too. Is that for real? For real? Like Craftsman is like.
I don't know if it still is, but it was years ago where it was Lifetime.
Oh, because my brother has shit that we've been moving, and I'm like, we got to get something newer. But maybe I could turn it into something new. But
yep. And then the other thing is we literally when our son was little, we took him to a birthday party. He was like 8 years old, 9 years old. And it was at the age where you could leave them at the party and come back and get them. And we drove around, and it was so funny because people had put out a whole bunch of trash by the side of the road, and he pulls over while we're driving around. He got ceiling fans. A whole.
But see, that's important. That's important. Ceiling fans are important. I mean, they're not super expensive, but I mean, you're saving money.
But
so yes, Craftsman is Lifetime. Thank you, Eric. Yes. Okay. Good to know.
Think about it this way: ceiling fan, you can sell it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
hey,
that
Jackie.
was the big thing. Aw, hey, Jackie. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that stuff. And so fast forward, now I encourage him to keep everything, and it's helped because we built a duck house for free, which ended up being the little girl's house because the ducks did not work out. So we ended up using it as the little girl's pig house, which was in the back pasture. And we built that for free out of everything we had. We built the nesting boxes for free for the turkeys.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. And you did a video on that too, right?
Yep. But everything, we try to do it for free. So we try to collect things. He'll go into yard sales and he'll buy large 5-gallon pails of hardware. And, granted, if we're building a new barn, like when we built the large pig barn, which was new before I met you, Casey, that was last year, we didn't want it to be a piece of garbage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but what did we do? Lumber prices were insane. So what we ended up doing was going to a local sawmill and asking for rough cut pine, which was a fraction of the cost. We bought the siding new, and then everything else, was a nice new barn. But our goal with Thrifty is it can look nice. It doesn't have to look like garbage. So just because you're using and reusing stuff doesn't mean it has to be awful. So for example, even my hay crib that I built, I was going to use
beautiful, by the way.
It's not.
I think it is.
It's functional.
I think it. Well, I guess that's why it's beautiful.
Well, but instead of using the orange fencing, which I was not a fan of using,
the plastic one.
Yeah. What I was afraid of is the holes were large enough for a deer to be able to get its nose in and eat out the hay. And they literally ate out a big hole of hay on the backside of that. So putting the chicken wire on, they've not been back because this cold weather, that's when they come up because there's no no food around because it's snowing. So
Well,
yes.
let me tell y'all in the chat. Okay, when I bought this homestead, before we went live on our podcast, me, Lisa, Monica, Alicia, and Casey would all gossip about our weeks before we went live. And so one time I was talking about all the shit that was left on the homestead. And like all four of them were like, no, don't get rid of it. Keep it. And I'm thinking, nope, not gonna. No, I don't want it to look like redneck. But I've learned in the past couple of weeks that how much you can do with the stuff you save. Like if I would have just let that guy come and clear out the back, I found out that we had like 78 of those concrete cedar blocks. They're not cedar blocks, but cement blocks to create raised beds. And those are expensive. Like I was looking up because I wanted to make the cement block raised beds. And there's 78 of them out in the backyard. Wow. Don't know why there was that many, but thank you. What else? Oh, funny story with something. I did get rid of this, but Alicia was mad at me because I had a toilet, just a random toilet underneath a camper truck awning. And she was like, no, you need to keep it for a nesting box. I didn't though. But I'm slowly, Lisa, getting to where I'm like, okay, I need to keep this because I'm thinking maybe in the future I could use it. But I'm not there yet. I'm slowly, somebody says Alicia's still here. I don't know. So if she's not, we can talk more crap about her.
Well, that was like when you posted that video and I immediately texted you and I was like, dude, don't you dare. Like you need to sell stuff.
Oh, I remember which video you're talking about because you've said that on a couple of the videos.
Yeah.
Because I talk mad smack on the videos until I post it, and then I'm like, oh no, I should probably keep that. It is like I listened to Lisa, and there was a I guess it was a 10 cubic feet chest freezer that was left there, and me and my brother tested it. The light turned on, so we were like, okay, we're gonna put a mug of cold water in there and see if it freezes. If it does, it works. And Lisa said to me in a text message, she said, if it doesn't, keep it to keep your chicken feed, pig feed, to keep away from, rats and rodents and all that kind of stuff. Well, it didn't work. And the family was like, okay, it's time to get rid of it. I was like, no, Lisa said to keep it for, animal feed. And we have, Lisa. It is still in the greenhouse, unplugged. It's over there with animal feed in it and soil right now. Soil's in it. So
cut the cord right off of it. If it don't work, cut the cord right off of it. And
I feel really, really masculine if I cut the cord. What is it? Just wire cutters?
Yeah. Cut the cord. Just make sure it's not plugged in and you're good. cut the cord because I can tell you we put all of our feed. Well, the pig feed I keep in the house, and that is because I have a metal can in a spare room. It's a utility room. And what happens is every night, speaking of Thrifty, right, I soak the pig feed. So it expands and it makes more, but it's also really good for the pigs because it gives them more hydration.
What do you soak it in?
Water.
Just water? Oh,
yep,
okay.
2 parts water, 1 part feed, and it soaks. And so, I leave it in the house to soak. And then, so I carry that down there, but I store the dry feed in a metal can here. So I don't have mice in my house. I put a cover on the bucket, the 5-gallon bucket. And then down in the grain building, we have metal cans and we have rubber containers. It's a combination because we bought them at yard sales, right? Or the metal cans we bought new. But we have a metal garbage can. We have a plastic recycling container that someone sold at a yard sale for like $1.
Like the tub kind of thing?
No, it's a yellow one that has a snappable lid on the top. And then we have, when we adopted Diesel, the people who had him had one of those containers with the spin tops.
Mm-hmm.
And we never used it for his feed because at the time we were feeding him raw food. So that stays in the freezer. So we ended up bringing that down there for corn. So that's the kind of stuff we use.
So because this is a preparing for the homestead kind of podcast live, not a podcast, I am not getting pigs yet, but I always take note because I do want pigs in the future. But again, I'm listening to Lisa and my girls at the podcast to slow down and settle down Mary on getting too many animals. So you said, because I'm writing notes, 1 part feed to 2 part water.
Yep.
Meaning like if you had 1 cup of feed, 2 cups of water.
Right. Okay. So you take look, it's not a science, okay? Because like I screw it up regularly. In fact, I went out to feed tonight and I dumped too much water in the pail. I had to go back and add more feed because it's too cold.
That would be me.
Well, it'll be too cold and it'll freeze in the bowl for them. So I had to have it's like porridge. You want it to be like porridge consistency.
To feed the pigs. Now, is that the same as chickens? Or do chickens prefer the dried food? Huh?
People do ferment their chicken feed.
I have seen that.
To go longer. I do not do that because I don't feel we have an issue with waste. We have 26 birds and what we go through in a week is pretty reasonable. So and we've not had a mice issue. So we use that big old school feeder we have and I dump a bag in there.
Well, speaking of mice and rodents, this tells you how newbie of a homesteader I am. When we were cleaning out our big, beautiful, it will be beautiful, but to me it's still beautiful, greenhouse, there was this bag. Now the bag said dried sunflower seeds. Okay. But inside of it were not sunflower seeds. So I looked at it and I was like, I did text my friend Maddie over at the Itty Bitty Homestead Committee. And I said, is this rabbit feed? Because I remember that this woman that we bought it from had a lot of rabbits. And as Lisa knows, I'm very impatient and did not wait for a response back from Maddie and said, okay, it's rabbit feed. I know, because I know everything. So I moved it to our area where we're keeping things that we're keeping. So we go into the Ace Hardware in the small town where we live. There's 4 stores, and Ace Hardware is one. And me and Mom are looking around, and Mom was like, Casey, come here. Psst, come here. Okay. I said, what's up? She said, doesn't this look like the stuff that we thought was rabbit feed? I was like, oh my God, it does. It's rat poison. So what I thought was rabbit feed is rat poison. And that's why I'm not allowed more than 4 animals to start off with. That's my story. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Any feed you find on that property?
I heard to get rid of. That's what a lot of the homestead, toss.
You have no idea how long it's been there. You don't know what it is. It's a bad idea. But here,
so
look at.
We officially did it. We officially got rid of the rabbit or the rat killer.
So this is, I don't know if you guys can see. So that is what somebody gave us as a chicken feeder. And it was from a commercial poultry farm. And it's really, really old school.
That's nice, though.
And it's no waste because do you see the upright part in the tray?
Mm-hmm.
That adjusts. So you can adjust it for flow.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, we have to lower it a little because we noticed with Dwight in there, he's been kicking stuff out a little. Or the ladies when they're voracious, you know what I mean? So we just have to lower it a little bit. I think over time it may have slid down a little because it's old. But Ryan reinforced it, and that's what I was
about to say. What do they say? If it's broke, don't fix it, kind of thing.
Yep.
But speaking of Thrifty and chickens, because we're not talking about chickens, but we're talking about Thrifty. Where do you get your chickens, though? Are
Where do I
you
get
a
my
buy it from
chickens?
a hatchery or do you buy it from the local farm store? I mean,
Okay. So in the past, we have never ordered online.
mhm,
And the reason why is our post office is a very rural town. And I have read nightmare stories about whole boxes of chicken orders arriving and they're deceased.
mhm.
And I was working. You have to understand, when I had the chickens, I was working an hour away. So there's no way if they called me that I could be there at a moment's notice. So
Oh, right, right.
what we always did was we order from a feed store that's an hour away. But here's the benefit to that. I go and place my chicken order because he has chick days, and I place my
Mhm,
order with him and I get all my feed there. When I place the order, he gets the order from a hatchery in Iowa. I think it's Hoover's.
okay.
So they come from Iowa to South Dakota, which is a lot closer. And what ends up happening is he gets them in. He tells you the pickup day. So if he says March 12th, you got no choice. You got to be there March 12th. So he gets them in. He picks them up at the post office in a larger batch.
Mhm.
He then gives me a 24-hour guarantee. So he gets his little guarantee from the hatchery, but then I get a 24-hour guarantee from my feed store. And my feed store knows me because I do buy all my feed there.
Mhm.
He would
Which is
totally,
important.
yeah. So I go to him and I get that. The other thing is when I went to big box stores and we decided that we wanted meat birds, the big box stores were out. I called this guy. He orders all year round. So I said, hey, I need some meat birds. What should I get? I have no clue.
Mhm.
And he said to me, he's like, I'll give you, the first ones we got were Red Rangers. And I said, I don't know that I could handle a bunch of roosters if it's a straight run. And I said, that makes me nervous. And he
Right.
turned around and he's like, I'll charge you straight run, but I'll make sure you get all females. And boom. But the other thing that I've done is when they're on sale at Baumgar's, which is like a Tractor Supply here, that's how I
Mhm.
got my first dozen. I
Really?
I was walking through Baumgar's and I said to Ryan, I was like, oh my God. And I do this every year to him. I've been doing this for years. I want baby chicks. I want baby chicks. But I never mean it. I'll be honest. Before that, I never meant it. And I walked through and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so little. I want one so bad. I said, we got a chicken coop. I want 12. Well, so I ended up getting 8. I got four reds, 4 white leghorns. And then when we got them home, Ryan looked at me and he goes, go back there and get 4 golden comets. Let's just get 12. He was convinced some would pass away and the brooder just not make it. They all made it. So
Now, the dozen that you got originally, are those your laying batch or were those meat birds that you originally got? What did you originally get?
I got 12 laying hens.
Okay. You still have them?
Yep. We lost one who was taken by a predator. Never found her, gone. Found the rest of the flock all huddled by the outside of the coop because they were free ranging and we think it was an
Mhm.
owl. But then we added 14 more this year in the spring. And then we added a rooster that someone gave to us, he's delightful. If
Have
someone
you ever
wants to,
thought about breeding or hatching your own?
yeah, I have an incubator that we have for our turkeys, but I will
Mhm.
do that for barnyard blends or whatever you call them.
Mhm.
But I will say this, one of the things you need to realize, Casey, for you is I got 12 chickens. My coop was spotless. Spotless. I got 26 now. The game has changed. And the rooster loves to stand on the waterer and do his business on the waterer.
Oh, fun. Well, I think
So,
that's most men.
yeah, but seriously, like the dynamic changed that much that I had a dozen and the coop was always smelling pretty. It was great, no
Mhm.
issues, nothing. Now I gotta up my game and clean it a lot more often.
Well, that's one thing that we're If you don't follow our podcast, I kind of dropped the bomb on my host and said that the family, we're going out for a week to the farm to get stuff ready. And that's one of the things that we're doing is cleaning the chicken coop because she kind of left it in disarray. Now the chicken coop is beautiful. Like it's the shell, I guess you could call it, is still in really good shape, but it needs to be like, it looks like she hadn't like changed the bedding and stuff in about 30 years.
I had the same problem in ours. Do you know how to clean yours besides when you just take all the bedding out and clean? Do you know what you have to do to prevent disease?
Well, I am a YouTube hoe and I have bookmarked or saved in a playlist a couple videos of people, but I probably am going to be texting Lisa, texting Monica.
I'll tell you what we do. I'll tell you what we do. We do it even let's put it this way. We believe in multi-purpose buildings. And that's because we have small land. So the turkey coop, up until the point we got the turkeys, was a multi-purpose barn because we got Sherman. We had nowhere to put him because he was smaller than we thought.
Before you go into that, when you say multi-purpose, for the slow people like me, that means all of your animals were in the same barn, like chickens, pigs, turkeys.
Yes and no, not at the same time. So what it was when we got the meat pigs, we had built their area, but they were smaller than we thought. And so we were afraid they would get through the fencing. So what we did was we put them in that small little area until we could finish putting the smaller wire on there and get them moved over. Sherman came in. He went into the same building.
That's my boyfriend.
Yep. And then the meat birds and the meat birds, that's been a meat bird coop. So in the winter, it's not being used. So that's why we used it for pigs temporarily. So that's what I meant by that. But one thing that we do every single time we switch an animal out, and when we do really good cleanings, vinegar, we take a pesticide sprayer that we use only for vinegar, nothing else. And what we do is we fill it with a whole thing of vinegar straight. We spray the entire coop down after we've cleaned it, and then we power wash it and we let it dry out.
Power wash it isn't like with a pressure washer.
Yeah. So golden opportunity because you don't have any animals and it's going to be warm in Georgia. Right? So we spray it.
It's warm here now.
We let it sit for a couple hours and then we spray the you-know-what out of it. Sometimes we need to do it twice. But even in South Dakota, we've done that when we first had to clean out our chicken coop. And then that helps to disinfect. But some people use bleach. I don't prefer to use it.
Yeah, I'm not a bleach fan, even with cleaning.
And you can't mix the two. Remember that. Never, ever mix the two.
That is one thing I do know. The not mixing the vinegar and the bleach. But what's funny about you saying about straight vinegar is I just bought a you-know-what ton of the big jugs of vinegar because Mom is deathly afraid, and she's in the room next door, so she hears me talking about her, afraid of snakes. So she did, like, when I say deep studies on how to prevent snakes, we all know that you're never going to prevent all snakes on a farm. We have a little under 10 acres. We know there's going to be snakes. But a couple things that popped up were cinnamon water, like boiling cinnamon sticks in water, mothballs, and straight vinegar. And spraying the vinegar in a pump sprayer around the water area. So funny that Lisa mentioned that because we bought multiple pump sprayers just for vinegar so that Mom could spray for snakes. So I will be using those to spray down our chicken coop now after we clean it. Because now, question for you, Lisa, on this, because when you say because my things are turning in my head. I don't know if I don't post a lot about it, but you've seen pictures. The inside of the coop on one side, my goal is for laying hens. And on the other side, both of them are caged in and have like nesting boxes. The other side, I'm wanting turkeys. Is it smart to keep turkeys and chickens in the same barn, or should I rethink it?
It's a hard one. There are a lot of people who do, and they do it successfully. And yes, Jackie, that's why we use vinegar, because it's a disinfectant. Absolutely. And by the way, Casey, before I forget, sometimes in the feed stores and the Tractor Supply like stores, they have industrial vinegar.
Yes.
I have used that to clean the coops.
The industrial vinegar?
Because it's a lot stronger, but be prepared. It's going to stink.
Well,
but
y'all, I'm being a fat kid over here, like eating as I'm chilling. But Sherry, yes, I do know that. I actually, if you follow me on Instagram, I actually have been making and fermenting my apple scrap, pear scrap, and peach scrap vinegars. So I do know. And I actually did it last year. I did my homemade apple scrap vinegar. Lisa, have you ever had that before? Like homemade scrap vinegar?
I haven't,
Oh my
but just
God.
keep in mind, white vinegar is what you want to use on the coops.
Yes. No, I don't know how to make my own white vinegar.
Not apple cider.
If somebody knows how to make your own white vinegar, DM me.
Yep. And Leanne said it too. They call it cleaning vinegar. But yeah, I mean, so getting back to I keep the animals separate. Sorry,
I was just saying, hey, I see a lot of people, and thank you everybody for coming in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up because we love Lisa. Thumbs up if you love Lisa.
I keep mine separate, and that's my personal preference. One of the mistakes we made with our turkeys was we originally
planned meat turkeys.
Well, we originally planned to process them, so we raised them with meat birds, and we did not handle them a lot because they were going to be meat birds. Then we realized in the summer that we had 2 toms and 2 females, and we want to do hatching. So now we have these turkeys that are kind of out of their minds when I go in there. So anyway, that being said, we prefer to keep ours separate. There's a lot of people who keep them together. I've also had a lot of conversations with some larger YouTube channels behind the scenes on Instagram who have said to me not to do it because they said it was not a good idea because turkeys will try to mate with chickens and it's damaging. Just like when male ducks will mate with chickens, it is damaging. So we have preferred to keep ours separate. I also had another large YouTuber tell me, because I wanted to know, could I free range my turkeys? And he told me, you can, but be prepared. You're either going to lose them to a predator or they're going to be up in the trees and you're not going to get them back.
Right.
And mine, like I said, have not been handled a lot, so they're not pets. So I keep mine separate. That's my thing. They get fed separately. I don't feed all flock. I like to feed specific to the breed of animal or the species of animal. So I keep them separate, but a lot of people do keep them together.
And you know, I'm going to go into this comment in a second, but when I say keeping them together in the same barn, I guess I need to make sure that, like, there's one thing about this land that we bought. It's like a maze of fences. There's fences everywhere in every building, and there's a section that's completely fenced in, floor to ceiling, with nesting boxes that I'm guessing she kept her chickens in. And then there's probably like a 20 by 20 foot space empty, which have all the big tall blue tubs, which I'm guessing is where she kept feed. And then on the other side of that is where there's another caged area for turkeys. Would you consider that keeping them together, or is that separate?
Are they Is it completely separated though? I missed that part.
Yes, unless I put them in a run together, because that's the one thing that I that's on my agenda to do this week is the barn area where they would nest is a smaller area. It's probably 20 feet by 6 feet. I want to tear down one of the other coops that they had and turn it into a run for the chicken. And
Yep.
on the opposite side where the turkey's 20 by 6 foot area is, there's open space for a run. So they'd be in
Yeah.
separate runs.
I think that's cool. I mean, Monica was saying in the chat, and Monica said they feed separately though at times before they come out of the coops at night. But she also said hers free range with the chickens and ducks, which I know for a fact. And I've never seen a problem with Monica, so maybe you want to ask her instead of me. I just keep mine separate. One thing I would do different is if I get more turkeys that I plan not to process, I would handle them more so they're more like pets. But I didn't.
I think me and you talked about that privately off of camera, because you had told me that you got 2 toms, 2 hens.
Yep.
Am I saying that correctly? 2 toms, 2 hens. Okay, and that's what I was planning on getting, because I wanted to keep a breeding pair, and then have the other 2 for freezer camp. But I'm going to read Glinda's message. I infused dried lavender and mint and white vinegar, let it sit for 6 weeks, and that's my cleaner for my coop. That is good to know, because mint, that's one thing that I can grow like with no trouble. I mean, I think mint is that way for everybody. I think it's kind of like a fail-proof crop. And then I did see
oregano is good too.
Oregano. See, I started oregano from seed this year with my herbs, and all of it died. I don't know what I did.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what I did, but we ain't got no oregano no more. We ain't got no oregano.
No more oregano.
No more oregano. Monica, you so pretty, like cheerleader.
Did you see Monica? She said her youngest is in charge of the turkeys, and they're so docile. See, now it's funny because mine.
Here we go.
Mine, usually I go into that pen, and like last night I had we usually have to wrangle them, and we can't get them in the pen because it turns into this big wing flapping to Lisa's eye mess. And we had one get hurt one time when they were just flipping around. So I let it go. Well, last night it was so cold. I said to Ryan, we got to get him in. Well, it must've been because it was cold, because I went in there and I just put my arms out and walked over to them. And I got hit in the face with a wing, but they made it inside, and then we locked them in, and then they were not happy. That's when the Instagram reel happened.
If y'all have not seen Lisa's Instagram stories and the reels that she puts out, go follow her, because it makes my life. Oh, Leanne, that's what now rosemary I have not killed yet from seed. I am very proud of myself that I still have. Now they're little. They're probably about this tall. They're probably about 1 inch. But they're not dead. My oregano is dead. My rosemary is still alive. My mint, spearmint, my cilantro is crazy, doing crazy. And my thyme is doing well. But I may start, because oregano and rosemary are perennial, right? I'm saying it right, perennial, where it comes back every year. So I won't have to do that again.
I think the other thing is you know what Monica always says, right? Monica always says you have to do what you feel comfortable with. Right? So you may start out, you know, for me, I just like keeping them separate, right? My chickens, they have free range. They can go wherever they want on the property. Right. I have them trained. I trained them from the brooder, the little ones, the original ones, where I saw this thing on YouTube where you take some scrambled eggs, right? And you put it in your hand and you go down into the brooder and you go, chuk, 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 chuk. And they learn that they get a treat. You can laugh at me all you want. Ryan laughs his butt off because why?
Chuk, 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 chuk. Can we put that on?
Chuk, chuk, and they go, they follow me. And yeah, I had to stick with it, but you know what? It worked out really good because I can call them and they'll come. So if all of a sudden I see there's a dog on the property that doesn't belong, I can call my chickens and they'll come running, and I can get them in the coop really quick. And that was why I learned it, because the person was talking about you need to be able to get your animals in quick. And I was like, wow, I never thought of that. Why would I need that?
No, I did. I have heard that from multiple people, especially out in the area where we are.
Yep.
I've noticed, especially when we are driving to the property, that there are a lot of, I don't want to say wild dogs because they have collars, but the previous owner did say that a couple of her cats were killed by a neighbor's dog. So if you can get them to listen to you, whether it's doot doot or whatever, that's important.
Jamie at Mad Acre Farm is asking, you think that would work with any word? Some people do chick chick. I was taught, I just copied what the lady did because I didn't know what I was doing. And
am I behind on comments? I guess I am.
And anyway, I just said chuk chuk and I was okay with it. I didn't like chick chick, but I mean, you could probably use anything as long as you use the exact same word all the time. But I can tell you when they're out in the yard, I can go like this, chuk chuk, heads whip around because they know that they're getting something good, and they run.
Why haven't you put that on a reel?
I believe I did early on, and I believe it's also on YouTube on a short because my friend April will go to my channel. It's on a short.
You know, then you gotta look. Then you gotta hunt. That's the thing.
No, it's easy. Watch here. I'll send you the link.
Send me the link. Thank you, Eric. Not coyotes, wild dogs, like wild pit bulls. That's not a coyote.
Well, I don't think they're wild if they have collars. They're probably just southern neighbors.
That's a good way. That's a nice way to put it, Lisa.
I used to live in North Carolina, and sadly, there were a lot of deceased dogs because they were roaming the roads and they were not being cared for.
And you know, it's funny because I guess I don't understand. Well, one, Destiny, if y'all follow me, Destiny, my little diva child, dog child, who has her own Instagram now, Lisa. You know what's funny is Destiny actually makes more money off of her affiliate links on Instagram than we do at Ormsby Farm. And she has affiliate links for like dog tutus, dog bathing suits, robes. It's terrible. Anyways, Destiny would never wander away. Destiny is like spoiled rotten to where even if there were no fencing and anything, she'd walk like 2 steps and look back and be like, nah, that's a lot of walking, y'all. I'm heading back to the house to go lay down. So I don't know how she's going to do a country life.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first time Thursday for her to actually be on the farm. She's never seen the farm before.
Aww.
So y'all make sure the QR code right here, if you scan it, it goes to all of our Ormsby Farm links. And
nice.
Make sure to follow our craziness because I will have Destiny all over Instagram on Thursday. She was, oh my God, Lisa, she was sent from a company. She gets sent things from, see, I'm not even sent things from companies yet, okay? That's my thing. It's like, I'm not even sent things from companies. Destiny was sent something for Valentine's Day from a company, and it is so cute. It's like a silk red robe. I wish I had it. I boxed it up in the car.
Bye, Leanne.
Bye, Leanne.
She's got to moderate for somebody, so she's got an obligation.
Oh, at Mr. Boots, help desk. Mr. Boots. Oh, they're doing a watch and grow. I've always talked about doing a watch and grow.
Oh my gosh, Jamie at Mad Acre. I used to, when we lived in Connecticut, I used to do 5 miles, and it was straight uphill. So I'd walk up and I'd run down, and we had coyotes in Connecticut.
Oh, heck no. I wouldn't do what?
We had them in Connecticut, and they would stare you down to the point where I stopped wearing earbuds.
Well,
because
that's why I don't exercise. That's why I don't exercise, because it's dangerous.
Hey, Nisi. Hey, Heath. Frontier Survival.
Hey. You said Keith?
Heath,
Heath.
Heath.
Heath, I am trying to learn everyone's name, so that's why I'm saying your name.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting it down there. And of course, you know my niecey. Hi, Boo Thing.
Hi, Boo Thing.
Hi, Boo Thing. Let's see, what did Eric say? That's probably the same thing in Georgia. They're like a coyote dog gang. You out. I know that's the impressive part. Not that you were chased down by coyotes, but that you lived to tell the story. Because
Yeah.
I would lay there like this, like, okay, I'm done. It's okay, y'all got me. It's a wrap.
No, that's when you carry something concealed.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Pew, pew,
that's a
pew.
that's a pew pew pew. That's a whole nother
Episode.
live. But side note on it, you know, Lisa, when I was doing a TV show, I got cast as a detective on a TV show. And we had to go into a range and learn how to hold the gun properly. Which I thought was very smart for the production company to do. But that is the closest that I've gotten to a gun range. I've never been. Not that I am just don't want to. I just have never been. So my brother bought me and my mom that for Christmas because he was
Nice.
like, "Y'all's ass need to go." I'm cussing already. See, he said, "Y'all need to go," and I'm ready. I'm
Stick
ready
to
to
pew,
learn.
pew, pew also.
Yes.
Not the other word. You don't want to use
Put it in
what
the private chat. Yeah, put it in the
Yeah, you
private
want to call it a
chat.
pew, pew, pew.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I'm back with everybody.
um, so yeah. Oh, hashtag Coyote Dog Gang. Put that on a T. Wow.
I was about to say, there you go. Okay, back to thrifty homesteading. Thrifty homesteading. Okay. I'm gonna put in the chat, y'all. Give me 3 random things that you would find on a homestead, and we're gonna have Lisa say we're gonna have Lisa go over each one and say what she would thrifty homestead it into. So
Oh my
put
gosh.
random stuff in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna think hard because I'm gonna stump Lisa on this one.
Oh, you gonna?
So this is random stuff that would be left on a farm or a homestead when you buy it, and we're gonna see if Lisa can take it and turn it into something thrifty. Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is going to stump you, but we had a lot of them on ours. But metal horseshoes.
Metal horseshoes, handles for your barn.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You
I
could.
have to show this one just because I know what you're going to say.
Oh well, hang on. Horseshoes can also be things that you mount stuff to in your barn. You can use them as hooks. You can use them as racks to hang rakes on.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of stuff. So definitely, horseshoes can also be used for decorative because you can weld them together and make a wreath out of them. You can make a boot scraper out of them. You can weld them together
See,
into a
y'all,
million different things.
the thrifty queen. That's what you really like. That needs to be your bio subtext underneath your bio. The thrifty homesteader. Hey, there you
Toilet,
go.
toilet. The obvious. You can plant stuff in it. You could redo the workings of it and hook it up to water and use it as an animal waterer. I would never do that, but just saying.
Like a bidet?
No, you could think about it. If you hooked a water source to the back, right, or to the bottom, and you had it go the water flow into the bowl part, which again I would never do with a used one.
Okay.
You could use that as a continuous supply of water for your animals if they can reach it.
For like Pigs, cows, goats.
Depending on the height,
everything.
yeah. If it's
Yeah.
one of those real tall ones, but maybe you have some Great Danes or something, bunch of dogs. So
Old
yeah,
rusty freezer.
old rusty freezer. Is it a larger size or is it one of those small rectangular ones? And the reason why I'm asking is size matters. So if you have an old rusty freezer, you could easily. What's the matter?
Nothing. I'm trying to keep myself from the gutter, and I am not going to do it. But size does matter.
Just think pink flowers.
I'm thinking Hershey's cookie and cream. That's what I'm thinking.
A small one. Okay. You could use that. So what I would do is if you felt you needed to use it, you could spray the inside with some cheap enamel paint and let it dry completely. And then it would need to air out. You could use it to store things in, such as feed, corn, items that, or maybe even peat pots that you don't want mice to get out on a farm. So you can totally do that. Or you could transform it into something and you could spray paint the whole thing, do a beautiful logo of Mad Acre Farms on it, and you could put it out by your driveway with flowers in it. Or, it just keeps coming. Or you could paint it up nice and put it at the edge of your driveway and sell eggs out of it. Or you could set your produce on it and leave the hinge top up and put your prices on there.
Just FYI for Rusty, I found this because for those who follow us, there was a rusty bathtub in one of the bedrooms of the house that we bought. And did you know that baking soda and vinegar, you mix it together like a paste. It's like a consistency of toothpaste. You rub it on the rust for 24 hours and then scrub it lightly and brush it off. It's like you do have to spray the enamel again, but it's like a brand new freezer tub, whatever. So It just made me think of that. But see, you clutch your pearls with me and Lisa. Well, for me especially, I don't have no filter.
I think
except
Jamie
an Instagram one.
I feel I am honored right now. I am honored because I told Jamie earlier today, this is my new Jamie look. Because she looks so cute in her hats and stuff. And
I love your hat.
I was teasing her earlier, so she takes it, which I love. But the other thing is this, I'm channeling her. And so she said mic drop, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel honored. Yeah, Jamie, you just text me a picture of what you got. I'll tell you what you can make out of it.
She will too. She will.
Yep. How many of you saw my video where Ryan was unloading the hay bale and it hit the side of the hay rack? And how many of you stopped breathing? I know I did. That was half of my responses to people. I was like, I saw the hay bale hit the side and I stopped breathing for a second, but then it survived and I went, yay, me.
Hello, off the wall prepper.
Hey there.
Yes, it is super cute. It is really super cute.
Here, I'll show you Jamie loves hats. So I'm going to show her the hat that you saw me on when I first got on.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to take you down and get it together. Okay, so y'all, if you do StreamYard, you know that you sit and at the bottom of the screen is where the person pops up when they're ready. So I'm sitting eating my Hershey bar and this is what pops in.
Okay, I know most of you are mad at this logo. Don't be mad at it. This is functional.
What is the logo? Oh, it's Carhartt. Okay.
I don't care about the company. I love the hat, but here's what I love about it. This is all sewed in together. And Cassie at the Walker Farm Fam was the reason why I got one of these. It tucks in your hat.
Oh, it's multi-purpose.
Yeah, so it's got the ear flaps, but then you pull out the other part. But yeah, it's been great.
The Mass Bandit. Those
Rebecca, I
hats are
didn't
great.
stop breathing because of your message. Silly girl.
No, the when you were talking about the hay
Oh,
bale, I'm back there. That's how behind I am.
sorry. I misunderstood. I am sorry, Rebecca.
I'm like way
And
behind on the comments.
and
But
of
now I'm
course I
back.
have Rebecca's hats too. I just have this one because I've been wearing it all day in my house.
Rebecca does the most beautiful hats, y'all. Like beautiful. I've seen it on like multiple channels
Yep.
of some beautiful hats. Rebecca, I love your hats. Just FYI.
I wore mine ice fishing. It was great.
See, that's the one thing that I don't like about Georgia. Let me pull the comment down before I
Thank
start
you.
bitching about the weather, is because I love knitted hats and scarves, but we never have a time really to wear them in Georgia. Like I
Yeah.
could wear them, yeah, I could wear them and take pictures in them and look cute all day, but after I take it off, I'm dripping in sweat like a pig in heat,
Yep.
um, wearing it. But I love knitted stuff. I think it's so pretty.
Yep. Yeah, I do too. I have so many, but that's the thing too. Like, so sometimes people are like, you're always wearing these different hats or something. Understand, like, I have hats everywhere in my house. And especially in the wintertime. In the summertime, they're put away. But like I have buckets by the door. I've got another bucket by the front door because whatever door I go out, it's on. And I'm out the door. So like I don't look at which one it is. I just pick it up and put it on. I just know that this one, that's the one I want today.
And let me tell you, when she popped up, y'all, and I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, girl, you looking good. You looking good over there, masked up like a bandit." I am in, well, right now I'm in Tucker, but our homestead is in Sparta, Georgia, which is the boonies, like East Booneyville, Georgia.
Yeah.
Any color, Rebecca. Any color, I will be happy. I am secure enough in my manhood that I can wear it. Any
He,
color.
he would like
Even brown.
high vis orange so he could be seen in
Is
hunting
that
season.
a real color?
The only reason I know it is because Ryan works in the mining field, and so it's always centered around safety. So they call
Oh,
it high
it's
vis
is
orange and
it
high
that
vis
the
yellow.
vest one?
Yeah.
That's what that is?
Yeah, I'm looking to
Okay.
see. Here, I'll show you what it looks like.
Y'all in the chat, as Lisa's going to grab that, we have been looking at those because me and Tara and Chris, not mom, she doesn't want to, but me, Tara, and Chris are wanting to learn how to bow hunt. Because in Sparta, Georgia, it is probably about 90% bow hunting group. So we've had to, yes, we've had to look into the hunting apparel because you can't go out hunting unless you look cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Then
mean, you
there's
can.
me. And then there's me who buys the cheapest the cheapest coveralls I can find because I know I'm hardly ever going to wear them. And poor Ryan, we're out ice fishing. And he's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I said, you got to fix my pant legs. They're like too long because I bought them because they were cheap on sale." So I
Are
keep
they like
telling
the
him,
heated ones? Or are they like
no,
or
just
just
the
the coverall?
insulated.
Oh, okay.
They were insulated, no name brand, but they have the zippers that go up the side and then they have snaps. And I kept telling him because I couldn't even bend over with what I had on. So I'm like, you got to fold up my legs and then snap them tight. And he's like, why don't you buy coveralls or that fit? I'm like, no, they're fine.
That doesn't make any sense, Ryan.
I don't even wear my coveralls outside here. So that's how, like, even today, I just throw on a coat, hat, and gloves. I go out, feed, get back in the house. Hey there, Christina.
Hey y'all, I'm behind on chat again because me and Lisa are talking about coveralls.
Hey, Charles at Bushcraft. How are you?
Hey y'all, hey. Listen, Lisa, I wanted to order. Um, I think they're called. Oh my God, hold on. I'm gonna not say the right name, and I'm gonna be blown up in the chats. Um, Waiters. I was looking up waiters because I was like, oh, I'm a homesteader now. I need these. And my brother's like, but you don't fish. I was like, but still, I need them.
Night, Jamie. Um,
I,
why do you need waiters?
because every homesteader has waiters.
No, not true. They have coveralls or overalls before they have waiters.
Well, I have those already,
Do
but I
you,
don't have waiters.
Ryan may have a pair for you.
I'm telling you, I'm going to come up to South Dakota one of these days. Me and Alicia were talking. And I was like, I just need to come up to the north and just hang out with y'all. Like from the south to the north.
When I have piglets, you better come up.
Yeah, because I'm preparing myself. I told myself the first year, because for those who just came in, Lisa and Monica and Alicia and Casey have been my conscience for going into getting animals and saying, okay, Casey, do you really need 48 laying hens right off the bat? Casey, do you really need 175 herd of cow right off the bat?
Yes.
And so I said, the first year, I'm going to just do laying hens and some turkeys. But then when I say year two, when January 1st, 2023, talk about a mic drop, y'all. I'm going to have like donkeys, pigs, peacocks. What's the other one that spits? Not a llama, but
Alpaca.
yeah, that we're going to
Okay.
have them too.
Shut the front door. Okay. No. We
No, but I
added,
do want pigs.
let me tell you what we added in a year. On May of 2020, we got 12 chickens. We did a lot of building, a lot of renovating buildings that we had, moving buildings and all that stuff, getting everything ready. And we had to build the outside of the coop run. And then by May, then we got 16 meat birds, processed them. That was easy because they weren't here long. Then
because they're like what, 7 weeks, 7, 8 weeks?
No, I had Red Rangers, so they were here about 15 weeks.
Oh, okay, yeah. They were not the Cornish
slower.
cross. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't Cornish cross. We had Cornish cross this year. But here's the thing to think about. You can get laying chicken. Let me go back. My point is in a year, I had chickens, laying hens, I had meat birds that we processed. I got a hold of Sherman, and that was in 2021 in March. By May, we had Eleanor and Fiona, which we only planned on Eleanor. But we also had Maggie and Winston. So it's like we had a lot in 1 year's time, but understand you have to get ready for them. So do your chickens first. They're going to like really feed your soul, and they're also going to feed your joy of having animals, right? Because once they start laying, I can tell you right now, we had a camera in the coop. I'm not proud to admit this. We had a camera in the coop. I went out to go check on the chickens because it sounded like they were making some strange noises, which I found out later was the egg song. And I screamed from the chicken coop to Ryan to bring the camera so I could take pictures of the eggs on the floor. And Ryan to this day tells me I was like a little kid at Christmas.
No, I will be that way too. Tell Ryan I will be that way too. I'm going to be excited. Because the first couple of eggs, aren't they called fairy eggs?
No, not necessarily. We still get fairy eggs here and there.
And how long is it before the chickens start laying? You have to put it in the chat too.
I think mine were 20 weeks. 22
20, okay.
weeks. But I ordered power layers. Like, I didn't knowingly order them, but I will say this. Going forward, I won't get any fancy chickens. I will go back to my Rhode Island Reds, Golden Comets, and White Leghorns. Because last year, they laid nonstop, never stopped, and they lay huge eggs that my customers love.
And that's a huge thing because talking of butt nuggets, when we went into homesteading as a family, I said, yes, I love things that are pretty, but everything that's brought onto the homestead has to make me money somehow back. Otherwise, it's not worth putting out the money. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if I was independently wealthy or won the lottery, then yeah, having things that are pretty, yeah, would be great. But we're all adults, we all have bills, and something has to make money. And that was the thing. So I said, okay, laying hens has to produce enough eggs that I can sell to customers to
Yep.
pay for their feed.
Yep.
I mean, because I tell Destiny all the time, girl, if you don't post on Instagram, you don't get no dog food.
That's right.
So you got to earn your keep, girlfriend. So
Yep.
thank you, Monica. hmm Every animal pays rent. Okay.
Absolutely.
Including
Absolutely.
your brother.
Yep. Absolutely. And in fact, you know, I'm going to be honest, when we talked about the Kuni pigs became really hard to find here in 2021. So in January of 2021, I had been looking for feeder pigs. And now that's early. It's usually springtime. However, every time I saw pigs posts go up, they were gone in an hour. So what
now, Lisa, where did you look for pigs? I mean,
I
that's
looked on
something
Craigslist.
Craigslist, okay.
Now, that was not the Kunis. That was feeder pigs, which is a feeder pig is a meat pig that you get usually in the spring and you butcher them in the fall.
Right.
So we got Maggie and Winston in January 31st of 2021. And by end of August, they were butchered.
Right.
So, but here was the thing. They were dirt cheap, right? And I was able to get them. I made friends with the lady so that way I can call her again if I need to. But the Kunis, I went to a breeder for Sherman and the two ladies. Grant came from a friend of mine who I trust.
And because I mean, I don't know if you've actually posted it, but you're wanting to start breeding your pigs and farrowing. And are you wanting to sell piglets in the future? Are you wanting to sell their meat? Are you raising them to both? Okay.
Both. So the deal that Ryan and I have is right now we have plenty of pork from the other pigs.
I remember your live. Yes. What was it? 400 pounds? Yes. I remember. Thanks, Lisa.
Best tasting pork you've ever had. Anyway, and Monica can attest to that. But what I'm going to do is the Kunis are heritage breeds, so they are not like a feeder pig. They take up to 18 months to grow out. But they are also amazing tasting pork, is what I've been told. So what we are doing is I'm breeding them and I'm going to sell the piglets. If they don't all sell, they're going to get butchered. And that's just the way it's going to go. That's why I'm only doing one breeding to see how it goes. If I find out that I have a market to be able to sell these all the time, then I have no problem. But the other thing is Monica and Eric have really helped me out with some creativity, if you will, because I want to be able to sell the pork. So I'm going to sell animals to people.
You're going to be selling like a half
like a live animal that suddenly comes to their house in packages.
Heard. Thank you.
So,
and y'all, if you want me to have Lisa back on the live to talk about more pig stuff, make sure to click that thumbs up. Click that thumbs up.
And there's plenty of other people. I am totally inexperienced. Like, I've never bred my pigs before. I had to talk to Bland's Promised Land Ranch on Sunday because I was telling them that this is what I was seeing and this is what we want to do. And I
Mhm.
put them all together. And Monica told me not to be a mom, let them work it out. All that kind of stuff. And it was really cool. I mean, nothing happened, but we'll just keep trying.
That's all you can do, and I think that's what we talked about this on our podcast Monday. That's what's so great about one, the podcast hosts, us, our group, the five of us, um, being able to reach out to each other and kind of throw ideas and say, "Hey, this is happening. What does this mean?" I think is the coolest thing ever. I mean,
Agreed.
I've texted with all of y'all about because I'm the newbie baby of the group. And there are many times that I have no clue what I'm doing, but I reach out and then I learn. And then I hope one day that somebody would reach out to me to ask me about it so I can share that information. So I always hit up Lisa for information, whether she says she is the person to hit up or not. I always hit up Lisa.
But here's the thing. I don't know it all. And
Yeah.
I will never know it all. And I didn't know anything when we started this. But I learned from people like yourself and people like Monica and people around. I was the newbie when we started YouTube. I mean, Ryan knows a lot more than I do because he grew up on and working on farms. I didn't. But the thing of it is you learn as you go. Every time you have an experience, you learn from it and you take it in.
Mhm.
Like somebody contacted me yesterday. Sorry, I feel like I have something in my eye. Somebody contacted me yesterday and said, "Oh, I heard that it's bad to put Vaseline or bag balm on your chicken's combs," because I had posted that we went out Saturday and rubbed all the chicken combs and wattles. So the combs are up here, the wattles are
Mhm.
here to prevent frostbite. And a couple of people messaged me and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And stuff like that. First of all, I wouldn't use Vaseline. I use bag balm because it's medicated. But we are a very dry climate. And so from my experience in a dry climate where there's low humidity, we go out before the frigid weather hits and rub them all down and rub it in because their combs are very dry and cracked and brittle
Mhm.
because of the weather being so brutal. So we do that first so it has a chance to soak in before the cold snap comes. So it's not like they're out there with a greasy comb in the freezing weather. It soaks in because while you're doing that, their combs are getting warm
Right.
and the blood is in there. So it's soaking in. It's just like when you rub lotion. So yes, do what you feel comfortable. So I did that. Every time I forget to do that, I have frostbite. Every time I do that, we don't have frostbite. And the one thing to know is that Dwight, as a rooster, is not going to tuck his head in his wings like the girls do. He's at risk. And if they get frostbitten, it turns black, it falls off.
You know what's funny with you saying that, Lisa, is I think a lot of people when they watch YouTube channels and they comment, like you were just saying, on what you do in yours, they forget that a lot of us are in completely different climates and areas than where they are, where they're watching us. Yes, you may be watching me in California, but I'm not in California. I'm in Georgia. And I've gotten that a lot, not with animals, but I'm a big baker, cooker kind of thing. And they're like, well, why do you do it? Like, why do you let your bread rise like this? Because it works in Georgia. This is how it works with Georgia's humidity and climate. So just FYI, before you comment, think about it. Okay.
I'm over 5,300 feet. What's your elevation?
Like, I think we're like 1637.
Think about the difference with canners right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I ordered that electric canner, right? Because I could sit there all day playing with my horrible.
You just all day with pressure canning.
Yeah, and I could sit there all day with my horrible pressure canner that I bought, even though it was a great deal, and I will sell it. But my point is, my stove is so non-responsive that I have to sit there and it's on high and it's boiling over. I lower it all the way down to the bottom. It's still boiling over for another 15, 20 minutes. How am I going to keep the rocker going back and forth? Oh, Casey, you froze, my babe.
Froze up, so I ultimately heard not a thing you just said.
Okay, don't tell him. Basically, I was
nothing
just
you
saying.
just said.
We talked about
Like
it.
you're
It was
still bouncing back and hold on. Am I connected? And y'all, this is the funny thing is because I'm not even on the farm yet, and the internet wants to not be my friend. Oh, here we go. Okay, I saw Lisa smile in normal time. So we're back.
basically what you and I talked about, adjusting with the electric stove.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I
mine is
think
a nightmare.
Have you gotten your electric pressure canner yet?
I did.
Are you having a video coming out about it?
Not for a while. I got to use it and make sure I know how to use it. I'm
Have
not a
you
canner,
used it
remember?
yet? I know.
No.
Listen, we're all canners.
I grew up in New York City. My mama didn't can. She hated to cook. Yeah. And she said, she was like, I don't like cooking. So she never taught me any of that. So, because it wasn't the thing, you know?
I think it's funny how sometimes it jumps generations too. It's like a jumper. Like my mom, not that my mom didn't cook because she did cook. Now me and my brother are really picky, so by cooking we mean like hot dogs and mac and cheese. But not to throw my mom under the bus on live, but the canning thing, I do think I am a pro. I'm just reading the comments. But canning, I'm telling you, Lisa, once you get into it, it's so much fun. It's like a stress reliever to pressure can and can. I'm telling you, by 2 months from now, mark my word, y'all, in the chat. Lisa's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, canning."
Hey, I'm a dehydrator.
Oh, we'll see.
And I'm a freeze dryer because I dehydrated. In fact, you want to know what we did tonight?
Well, we're jealous about your freeze dryer.
Yeah, but I'm talking. Well, wait a minute. Go back to the dehydrator for a minute because I can tell you right now, we've had a dehydrator for years. Ryan had it and used it to make like jerky and stuff like that. I never used it. And then I started using it here. And let me tell you what I did tonight. I made a crustless quiche with farm fresh eggs, homegrown pork sausage, and get ready for it. You ready? Cheese boo. And I took my dehydrated kale that came in my bulk produce box that I had no idea what to do with. I threw half that jar in that quiche to die for. I will do it again and again to die for it.
Well, first of all, now I'm hungry. Second of all, I don't know if Matt Akers is still in the thing, but instead of a mic drop, earbud drop. Because she just showed y'all. That sounded so good, actually. Dehydrated kale is one of my favorites because it's like chips. But putting it in stuff, it makes it so good. I don't know what it is. But yes, I am a canning snob. Put it on a tea.
Yeah. I like the dehydrator. I've done that with what do you call it? I've done it with onions. So here's the thing. We get a bulk produce
Don't
box.
onions smell in the dehydrator?
Oh yeah. And I knew that. But I opened all the windows. But I will say what we do is we get a bulk produce box from this place called Black Hills Bulk. So you place your order. 2 weeks later, they close ordering and they deliver. And they come and deliver to my town at like 8:30 or 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. You drive up next to the truck. You show your phone with your order number. They give you your order. So I got coconut oil from them for soap making. I got tons of stuff, but the bulk produce box is $26. Now you never know what's getting in there, but I got 4 huge English cucumbers.
Ooh, I love English cucumbers. Oh my god.
5 huge onions, bunch of grapefruit, bunch of lemons, bunch of it's full. And the cool part about it is there's 2 of us. We can't eat it all. So that's it. That day I'm dehydrating like crazy. And the cucumbers I threw in the freeze dryer. We'll
And
season.
we'll have to do another live on all of our jealousy because I see it in the chat of Lisa's freeze dryer.
Here.
But I'm just gonna come and stay at Lisa's house. I'm not even gonna tell her and Ryan. I'm just gonna kind of show up. But
Christina
no,
said do onions outside. No, I did them inside.
I see.
I open all my windows.
She's a rebel. She
rebel.
likes the smell.
Rebel hydrator.
No, I think it's funny, and I think we should do this as a challenge. Not in the next couple of months because I'm overwhelmed with collabs. But when you said your produce box, I watch a lot of crafting videos.
Yeah.
And they do a mystery box where there's like 6 crafters, big YouTube crafter channels that are Secret Santa. They pull the names and they have to send a certain size box filled with craft supplies to the other person. And that person has to use that box to create something. I think we need to do it as homesteaders. Like we need to have a 12 by 12 box. Fill it with produce that you grow, send it to another person, and they have to either can, dehydrate, freeze dry, whatever. If you like that idea, let me know. Bye, Monica. Did she say she's leaving? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me just, because I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, we love you too. Go take care of the football family. Bye, Eric. Did Eric already leave and didn't say bye to us? Because I haven't seen Blands in a while.
Yeah, he just ghosts us.
He ghosted us.
Here's another thrifty homestead. Here's another thrifty homesteading idea. You ever buy stuff for a recipe and then you have all that stuff left over and you don't know what to do with it?
No, for example, I always find something to do with it.
Okay.
So that's I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No. Here's the thing. So Ryan will buy like a fresh herb for a recipe, right? He'll buy garlic for a recipe. He'll buy something else. And we'll turn around and there's only 2 of us. And believe it or not, even though I'm Italian, we're not fans of garlic because it doesn't sit well with us, quite honestly. So I will take all the cloves and dehydrate them, make garlic powder. I'll take the leftover herbs, put them in the dehydrator, or the last time the bulk produce place had a 5-pack herb deal of dill, thyme, parsley, oregano, and basil. And I bought the package and threw them all in the freeze dryer.
Did you blend them all together or?
No, separately. I put them all on different trays. Some of them were on, so 1/2 of a tray may have been oregano, the other half was something else. And then I would take, I would put them in their own jar when I was done with them.
Oh, it's like a freeze-dried herb that you can rehydrate. No?
Right. Or just throw it in there and it'll be fine.
Have you used any of your freeze-dried stuff yet? Have you tested it out?
I ate the cucumbers as chips. I'm still figuring stuff out. So the part that I'm figuring out, and guys, if anyone has feedback, I'd love it. One of the things that I've done is I struggle with is they talk about when it's in the freeze dryer and then you putting it in an airtight container. Well, not everything I'm going to freeze dry is going to go in the pantry and be completely sealed with an oxygen absorber. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, the spices, do I have to keep resealing that every time with a vac seal? Do I have to keep changing out the O2 absorber? Because that's going to be expensive, right?
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is experiment. So the spices, I took them right out of the freeze dryer, put them in a container and quick closed them and left them. They seem fine. I've been checking them without opening them. The other thing that I did was I put stuff in a bag in the pantry, which was celery. And then another thing that I did that I ate already was the cucumber chips. I put them in a Ziploc bag, and we ate them in a few days. I really like that idea of taking fruits and vegetables and making chips out of them and eating them.
Yeah.
They're very good. So I'm still learning that part.
Lisa, do you have, before you answer Rebecca's question, do you have, there's a part, do you have a vacuum sealer? First of all, I guess that should be
Yep.
the first question. The attachment that you put on top of the cans and the lid to suck the oxygen out?
I don't, and I told Ryan to order one for that reason because
Because I love mine. I love mine. It is amazing.
that's exactly what I said to him. And I said to him, I said, you need, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to tell him to order one tonight. Because I told him the other day, you need to order that so I have a way to close things.
And you don't have to use an oxygen little patch.
Right.
So those do get expensive. But Rebecca's question, can you dehydrate green beans?
I'm going to defer to Christina at Dragonfly's Ozark Homestead because I have never done that because I've not been able to grow them here yet. So, and then Three Basket Living said, no, I think I can help you with the resealing of your items. I would love to know that because I'm a newbie. Please know that all the stuff that I talk about is just my life and how I do things. I am not a professional. I am not perfect. I am learning.
You should. I'm telling you, that is one thing that I love about YouTube is that when I need to know something, I look for knowledgeable people that have done it before, and that's how I learn. I mean, and then we end up talking about you on a video. Or I do. Vacuum seal the jars. Yes. And I see I don't have a freeze dryer. So let me just say that disclaimer. I don't have a freeze dryer until I go stay over at Lisa's for a month. But I do dehydrate. And one thing that I did last year that I love is that I learned from Three Rivers Homestead, Jessica, to put mashed potatoes in the dehydrator. Stay with me, y'all. Dehydrate mashed potatoes, cooked mashed potatoes. Put it in a quart jar and do the sealings, the vacuum seal. When you add it to water, it's like instant mashed potatoes that you get in the store, and it can last up to 7-10 years in that jar. So yes, I love doing that.
Three Basket Living. Yeah, Three Basket Living said there's a great way to vac seal over and over with one little item. I'd love to know what that is.
Is that what I was talking about? Three Basket Living? Or am I just cray-cray? Christina, powders don't have a long shelf life, so don't powder more than you'll use in a few months. And when you say few months, do you mean like 4, 2, 3? Because I have seen, wait, hold on, you said that. I have heard that people say about the green powder is a good way to get it in. Kids' diet is doing the veggie powder. Oh, a year or so. Are you saying for the green powder?
For the powders, I think is what she's saying.
Dehydrated food vacuum sealed moisture storage you can add an O2 absorber. Oh, I've never added one because I'm cheap. I'm like Ryan. I squeak when I walk. And unless disclaimer, unless it is old lady china, old lady crystal, or wine glasses, and then I'll spend my money.
I don't waste time with wine glasses. I just break them.
See, I like them for Instagram pictures.
Oh, you're all about the bougie pics.
I am.
I like
not
the
that I take any of them. Christina, was that what we were talking about? What you were saying? Yeah. It was the green powder? Because I haven't seen a comment since then. So I'm guessing that's it. Hold on. Just use it and not sit too long. I'm referring to the powders here. Oh, okay.
Okay, so Rebecca, that should help. I don't see why you could dehydrate green beans. It's reality. Three Baskets said yes at Ormsby Farms. but without those expensive lids that they want to sell you with their vac systems. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just do regular ones. I don't even know
Yeah,
if that really works, but
me
it
too. Me too.
has. And I got sent those. I think Lisa, you said you did too. That company that sent us those canning lids, um, the knockoff ones. They weren't ball. You know what I'm talking about?
I bought Tatler
No, no, not the reusable ones. They were just the knockoff canning lids.
Pure,
I think
Pur, per.
maybe it was Alicia that
Yes.
because it was a company that emailed me about they weren't reusable, but they were the knockoff ball ones, and I've used them, and I did the vacuum sealer. They work fine. Um, thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Y'all know we are the Hot Mess Express.
Yep.
You
I've
can
heard of
just
that.
oh,
I've heard of that.
hmm. Now that is something I have not heard.
The one thing I do want to say, I mean, even though I'm a freeze dryer newbie, I'm going to be honest with why we bought it. Um, it was the long-term storage of it,
25
right?
plus years.
Right. And so everybody says, "Ooh, they're expensive. Ooh, they're expensive." Yes, they are. They're very expensive. But one of the things we thought about was how much money are we going to save? And what I mean by that is when there's only two of us, we try to eat everything up because it's hard to cook for two of us. So what we end up doing a lot of the times is say there's leftover pasta and it gets thrown out. I hate that. And I'm not somebody who feeds every scrap to my pigs. I don't
Right.
because I'm not gonna. Anyway, um
But now
so
you can can it, Lisa, with your
right.
electric canner.
But one of the things was that before I had the electric canner was to be able to take things like that are maybe going bad in my pantry or leftover food, leftovers, put it in there, bag it up, and just have it good to go. And I mean, it's set it and forget it.
And also, for those that don't know, because I've done a lot of research on the freeze dryer, it actually is the thing that keeps the most nutrients in out of
Yep.
all of the preserving. So, while I am a huge advocate for canning, freezing, dehydrating, all of those are good, but freeze drying keeps in 95% of the nutrient of that
Yep.
food.
And Grace and
Hands
Fire,
down.
absolutely. And Grace and Fire was saying they have a layaway program too. I mean, we started saving for one. And then we came into some luck. And so really that's what happened. But we had started with it. You know, we started saving. And I think Grace and Fire, you bring up a really good point. They have a layaway program. I'm going to be honest, part of that was I was seeing these freeze dryers and I again was getting nervous because the more you see the freeze dryers, right, the more they're going to be off the shelves and nobody's going to have them. Now I know it'll neutralize and it'll level out after a while.
Mhm.
Totally get it, right? But all I could think of was we're going to go to order one. We're not going to be able to get one.
Right.
So we ordered it in October. It arrived in December, which was earlier than it said. We just got the silicone mats the other day because they were on back order, which wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. But
Yeah,
think about it.
in the scheme of things, yes, that's not bad. But layaway, I actually need to look into that. So thank you, Grace and
I
Fire,
told you
for
how to
actually
get
putting.
one.
I
I'll
know
talk
we will.
later.
We will. I was about to say, well, and I saw this. I don't know, girl. I don't know. If y'all like me, if y'all think I'm haha funny, if y'all think I'm cute, make sure to share my videos because I am not monetized. For those that me and Lisa, I'm gonna go on a tangent before I send everybody to go night night. Um,
Boo.
is that I think a lot of people think when they see channels that have over 1,000 subscribers that they are automatically monetized, and that is incorrect. I'm gonna put myself big. That is incorrect. Watch hours are important. And just because we have over 1,000 subscribers does not mean that we are monetized and that we don't appreciate all the views, because we appreciate everybody's views, and every view that comes to our channel counts. And we love y'all for watching our videos and giving a thumbs up, because that does it. Lisa's the same way. Lisa's in the 1,000 gang right now. So all of us really appreciate that. So I don't know why I'm not monetized. Help a sister out. Help a sister out. But I'm going back to comments.
Oh, wait a minute. So if you watch my lives on Friday night, we have a new thing. You know that watch hour requirement that people talk about? We go like this. In case you need some, that means you got to watch the channel. That's what
I'm going to do this then.
He would like to be monetized, so he needs a lot of people.
I will say this. This is why we started the live, is because our watch hours were lacking. And I promised my family, when we bought this homestead, I promised that family, I said, I will make our social media make us money within a year. Give me a year. Because if y'all watch us, you notice that Mom's not on a lot of videos. Tara and Chris are not on a lot of videos. It's a lot of work to put out YouTube videos and social media. It's a lot of work. And I promised them that I would have Ormsby Farm YouTube channel make the money. So if you do like us, as Lisa said, don't punch me in the eye. But
Three Basket Living talked about some items, tools are worth their weight in gold, and value is a matter of perception. I couldn't agree more with you. I paid over $1,200 for a grain mill and over $1,000 for a manual mixer food processor. Sustainable equals security. Amen. Amen. And I'm going to tell you why. There are things that you need to buy to do things. I have a generator that I can hook my freeze dryer up to if needed. We're looking into some solar stuff too. We looked at converting the house. Quite honestly, at our age, we were better off paying the utility bill. but that's us. I have no desire to be off grid.
Let me tell you about this comment right here, Lisa, because she made a good point. You've made a good point with the freeze dryer. There are a lot of these, I guess they call them gadgets now, the kitchen gadgets that they said, do I really need that gadget? A grain mill. Let me tell you why a grain mill is so important. Do y'all know? I gotta situate myself in this chair. Hold on. Y'all gonna hear some creaking. Hold on. Big girl's moving. Okay, when you buy flour has been through a grain mill and has been turned into the flour that you buy at the store. Or you can buy in bulk wheat berries, which is what the flour was before it was grained. And you can buy it for like a very small amount of what you buy flour for. So let's say you make bread. Do you make bread, Lisa?
Yeah.
How many loaves do you do in a month? Just guesstimate.
Two a year? No. No. I do a no knead bread. It's really easy. You know, I don't totally make all my bread, if that makes sense.
Okay, so forget I asked Lisa that question.
Lisa don't like to cook.
But I love making bread. Like, bread is my thing.
Well, that's
bread
cool.
It's a newer thing for me. But I did the kind of bread math to where if I was to put who's leaving?
No, Iris at the color drop came in.
Oh, hey, the color drop. But if I was to pay the money for a grain mill, I would start saving money on my bread making and buying flour within 4 months.
Yep.
That's a crazy turnaround. If you know things like investment and ROI, and the ROI, which is return of interest, that you make on a grain mill is mind-blowing, because let's say a 50-pound bag of wheat berries is usually about like $20, $30. A 50-pound bag of flour, and yes, I already can see it in the comments. We're talking about organic bread flour, all-purpose flour is what we're going to compare it to. We're comparing oranges to oranges, okay?
Yeah.
You're paying like $70, $80 in that 50-pound bag, but the 50-pound bag of wheat berries is really like a 150-pound bag of the flour, if that
Yep.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Christina, yes.
Yep.
I try to find the Amish store near us. I don't know where the one is. I do
I don't
Azure
either.
Standard.
I don't have one near us either, and it stinks. One thing I will say is that there are some
Food
things that
Basket Living, yes.
we've purchased that we may not use and you may not see us use right now, but we have it in our back pocket. So one of the things that we bought was for $8. You ready for this? A manual meat grinder. So if needed,
Just
okay.
like a regular one, like nothing you hook
You want to
up
see
to.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it. Don't y'all want to see it? Say it in the chat. Y'all, let me tell you, but while Lisa's getting this, one thing that I learned from another YouTube channel is they said when you're wanting to go homestead, start looking at thrift stores, the Goodwills, to find these certain gadgets that you'll need on the homestead, like meat grinders, like the grain mill, all that kind of stuff. Ooh, and it's in a Ziploc bag too. Ooh, she taking care of hers.
The reason why is because I bought it. We didn't use it. And then Ryan got the antelope when he went out hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to use it. And I washed it, got it all clean and dried, put it in the Ziploc bag until we were ready to use it. And he decided not to grind anything. We froze it instead. And the reason why was we wanted to look up a recipe for sausages before we made it. So what we ended up doing was just freezing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll defrost it, mix it, and then do it. But this was, I mean, I wish I could show you how heavy this is.
That thing's beautiful.
Oh, wait, that's just part of it.
Hers is beautiful.
And it was brand new in the box for $8.
Let me tell you, just FYI, I have heard that meat grinding, because I tried to meat grind on my KitchenAid, that frozen meat is the best thing to meat grind, just FYI, because you said that you froze y'all's.
Yep. And then it's got, all the things. We've got all the attachments that come with it. But, it's cold because it's been in that closet. But, yeah, I mean, it's just really helpful.
Can I ask a serious question? Where did you get wheat berries other than Amazon? Being totally serious. I am going to do a video on it, but I get ours through Azure Standard. Now, if nobody has heard of Azure Standard, there are a lot of videos that a lot of the bigger YouTube homesteading channels talk about. It is bulk, and it's not even just bulk, but it's bulk organic buying. But I'd Google it. Going to Google Grace and Fire. I don't even know if you want me to say your real name on here. I keep on saying it, but I forget. Remind me what state you're located in, because I know where your mom is, but
here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to look it up and send you the link, but it's similar to Black Hills Bulk in that you place an order, they have drop-off locations. So one of the reasons—
Are you sending it to me in the private chat so I can post it?
No, I was going to put it in the regular chat for you.
Oh, okay.
But one of the reasons why I don't use it is because when I was working, the drop-off was in Rapid City, which is really far from my house, but that's where I worked.
Mm-hmm.
But it was during the day and I couldn't get out at that time. I had a meeting. That was every week. I could not get there. The other drop-off points were so far from me, it was not worth my time.
Indiana. Yep. Okay.
Oh,
Indiana. Girl, I'm sure there's got to be an Azure Standard
there is
drop.
Okay,
near
let me
Indiana.
go back to the live. Here's the
Look it up,
link.
girl. AzureStandard.com. Lisa's sending a link for one too, because wheat berries, they are the tea. And when I say tea, what that means is they are the deal. That is what people don't talk about that a lot, Lisa. They don't talk about wheat berries. Oh, you sent Azure Standard link. Yes, that is the one. Y'all. And if you like certain YouTubers, 90% of us have links that don't cost you anymore, but helps our channels out when we order through there. So definitely reach out to your favorite channels because they probably have an affiliate code with Azure Standard. I know I do. If you like me, if you think I'm haha funny, hit me up because I have a link. But Azure Standard, I love them. It is great. Their prices are actually really good.
Yeah.
In
Some
the
people buy
scheme
all
of
their chicken feed from them and everything. I don't.
mhm.
But I will tell you one of the other things, thrifty homesteading. We buy
That's what this
our
live is about.
hog feed by the pallet. So if you buy a ton of feed at a time, you get a discount. So the last time we bought a ton of 50-pound bags on a pallet, and the reason why you get it cheaper is because there's less handling, because all they do is take the pallet, put it on your truck, compared to moving the bags all the time. And so you can get it that way. And previously, this was in June. No, I would say, yeah, I would say May was the last time we got a pallet because we had the meat pigs then and all that. We saved $2 a bag. The other thing you can do, because bags are easier for us, we put it in our garage. One of the other things you can do is buy 1 ton of feed in a super sack. And you won't have all the bags, but you may have to handle it more to put it in containers. But chicken wise, like storage is the issue because I really want to buy a pallet of chicken feed. But that's like, it's a lot of money up front, but it saves you a lot of money. And I got to tell you, when I get a pallet of feed in the garage, I don't worry about it. I don't feel crazy when I hear about shortages. I do with the chicken feed because I have to keep going to get it. And I buy a month and a half to 2 months at a time, which is 8 bags.
And let me tell you this, because I can't really relate yet on the feed side of Azure Standard because we don't have any animals. But what I can say about what Lisa is saying about buying pallet sized of orders is we did that kind of stuff with like organic rice, beans,
Yep.
wheat berries. And when she says you look at it and you're like, if there's a shortage, I'm cool. It's this feeling that rushes over your body where you're just like, okay, my family is okay. And yes, it's a little bit pricey, but I didn't find, especially wheat berries, because that's what got your attention, Grace and Fire. The wheat berries, I did organic. I wish I could pull up my Azure Standard now because there's like multiple different types of wheat berries. But I think it was the white red berries that wheat berries that I got, and I paid like $40, I think, for the bag. I didn't get a big order this last time. But you got to think about, again, organic. If you go to the store, if you go to Amazon, you're going to pay pricey amounts for organic products, whether it's chicken feed, pig feed, fruits, that kind of stuff. But check out Azure Standard because I do want to get to some of these comments that were put in there because 3 Basket Living said that they make sure this is the right one that
While you're looking at it, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to be clear. I wasn't talking about getting my feed from Azure Standard. I know you can, but I get mine from my feed store. But the other thing is my feed may not be labeled completely organic, but if you look at the ingredients, they're organic. but I'm not paying for the organic label. And that's a big thing. You have to do your own research on that. But I will say that I get Hubbard feeds and I get reasonable prices on them. And the biggest thing is be careful because feed bags come in 40-pound. A lot of them are 40 pounds in a big box store, and then they're 50 pounds at a feed store. Not always, but check it out because when you're comparing a 40-pound bag to a 50-pound bag, that's a 10-pound difference. It's a big change in price. And a lot of people don't realize that.
And good thing that you made that point, Lisa, because also one thing about Azure Standard that they do promote is not all of their products are organic, quote unquote, but none of you'll notice when you go on there, they're associated with different farms. Not all are just Azure Standard farms, but all of them are naturally grown.
Right.
Which, as Lisa said, if you really do the research and the ingredients, they are organic. I mean, do your research, choose what you want to choose. But Azure Standard, they do promote that. Then other stuff is sprayed with pesticide. Ormsby, my mill was handmade for a small company in Montana. Is that MT? Y'all, I didn't go to school that long.
We may need to talk state abbreviations instead of thrifty homesteading.
That is true. Send me the link. I want to watch it. Just FYI. The color drop, that was for you, Lisa.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, we bought this first and we never used it. And then Ryan likes auctions.
Can Ryan find everything for me on auctions?
He loves auctions, and there's a local one. And so you do the bidding, you do it online, and then you go pick up your stuff. And if you want to watch my Instagram, I often say Ryan came home at lunch and said, let's go get our auction stuff. Yep.
Oh.
How many chickens do you have,
that.
Grace and Fire?
She has a lot. I do know that.
Yeah. Mine go through a 50-pound bag a week.
And while you're answering that, yes, 3 Basket Living, please share that link. You can share it here on here, and I'll post it up here. I'm going to watch it just because I want a grain maker.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Azure Standards, wheat berries? We got 2 questions in the universe. 1 to 3 Basket Living, 1 to Grace and Fire. And then we're going to let everybody go because I am so appreciative y'all stuck with us for over 2 hours to listen to me and Lisa. I don't even know, chit-chat.
Chit-chat. Remember,
Kiki.
If you weren't here in the beginning, let's talk fried chicken containers. We weren't here in the beginning. We were talking fried chicken containers. Can make a great seedling greenhouse. And I'm looking at Christina say, oh my gosh, it was 57 and now it's 26. I would love it to be 26 right now.
Grace and Fire, why did I think you had like 400?
How many does she have? 9. Yep.
9.
Yep. Yeah, I've got 25 and a rooster. So I've got 26 birds. And so, yeah, they go nuts. But yeah, Christina, it feels like minus 11 right now. In fact, after this, I'm going to have to go out and check on animals. We were at minus 23 last night.
Just FYI, Christina, we're at 65 right now.
Dang. I get it's all relative.
Yeah, we're in Georgia, and just wait a couple minutes. It'll be 20.
I've got 3 more days of this, and I'm counting down.
3 Basket Living. If you scan this QR code that's over there, you can go to my Instagram and just hit me up and send me the link. And,
okay. Because I'm crazy about my chickens. I helped my neighbor rescue 45. Oh, wow.
But yeah, 3 Basket Living, send me that link because I do want to watch that. Grace and Fire, that's probably why I thought you had 900.
That's awesome.
I've been using my produce containers from my grocery store, produce to start.
Look, Heather Lynn, you see all these holes for the fried chicken to keep it crispy? You just tape them down and leave a few open. You can control the humidity. Fried chicken
Hi,
container.
Miss Brenda. Hi, Miss Brenda.
Hi, Brenda Boo.
Oh, yeah, we can call Brenda Boo Thing too. See, I started calling Miss Brenda from like the very beginning. And now it's
Yeah,
just like, it's just when I see her, it's Miss Brenda.
it's a Southern thing.
I guess it is. Like, I feel like she's going to reach to the camera and snatch me by the back of the head if I said Boo Thing.
She will. And yes, I totally
It's
get it.
Miss Brenda to you. Okay,
And I totally get it, Christina. You're from the South where it's warm. Totally get it.
Mhm. Well, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in to this. We love you too, Miss Brenda. It has now been 2 hours and 15 minutes that we
Whoa.
have been on chit-chatting. Lisa, thank you so much for coming up and popping my cherry. We can say that now that it's after hours. On well, okay. Let me stop that and redo it
Edit.
for for her helping me out with my first live on my channel. If y'all know, if you do lives, it's very nerve-wracking. You're like, oh, please like me and come watch me.
And
But
then when
it
they
went
come watch
well.
you, you go, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with the comments.
Right. And I can't keep up with the comments even with like 4 people in here. So, but y'all, thank you everybody. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Go follow Yogi Hollow Farm. She's my girl. She's my boo. She's my lover. Don't tell Ryan.
Thanks for
See,
having me. And
Lisa's like, thank you. Okay, it's time to leave.
thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And you know I love you, Boo.
I
The
love
other
you too.
thing
And
is,
y'all,
just remember, like, we're all learning, and I
mhm,
never profess to be the expert. I never profess to be the know-it-all. The bottom line is I just do me. And if I'm doing it wrong, you can tell me and I'm open to feedback. That's another reason why I do this, is so people could teach me things, right?
mhm.
So that's what's really important. And you guys all teach me. So I appreciate it. So thank you so much. And Three Basket Living. That's awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. And for those that it is your first time, if you didn't know, me and Lisa are actually on a homesteading podcast together with a couple other amazing women homesteaders. And our season 2 is coming out. So be sure to follow all of us for the details of when season 2 comes out. We start shooting that really soon.
Hang
But
on, because
again,
I'll drop that link in there so folks can take a look at it and see if they want to go there.
and I'm going to put up this up at the top. That's us. That's our logo. Up there. Aren't we cute? We're so cute.
Did you
Around the
hear
hay
Brenda?
bale.
She said if she was a mod, she'd post the links. I got it
Hold
tonight,
on.
Brenda, but I figured
Hold on, Miss Brenda. Hold on, girl.
I'm going to post that in
Y'all
there.
know it's the struggle bus with me and like anything in life.
Okay, I posted mine and I posted the round
All right, Miss
table.
Brenda, you are a mod now, Miss Brenda. Okay.
Okay, hang on. Ooh. Okay, so there's mine and round the hay bale.
And
We love you too. Oh,
we
Rebecca,
love you, Rebecca,
Christina, Brenda,
too. Thank you, all of
Gracie
y'all.
Fire.
It means so much to me when y'all make these comments and I see them. It warms my heart. I am so blessed to have such amazing friends that come
Absolutely. Love
and
you guys
follow
too.
us and watch our videos. I love every single one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for coming to my life. Thank you, Lisa, again. Um, I will not be here next Tuesday. I'm going to be here every Tuesday night. But if you follow us on, I'm trying to turn off this ticker on the screen and the struggle bus. Okay, there we go. If you follow us on the podcast, you know that I'm going to the farm for a couple days and there is this much internet. So I will not be posting. I'm okay. I'm alive. I just don't have internet. But March 8th, I'm coming back with a live, And I have, I wish they were still in here, but Eric is eating. I have the Cray Crays themselves, the Blands, Eric and Monica coming.
Is the football
Uh,
team coming too, or just them?
I don't know. I was thinking about wearing a jersey.
We should all dress
So
up that night.
I think we need some Bland's football jerseys because I know that both of them are going to rewatch this at
Yep,
the end. So I'm going to say it now on the live. We need some Bland's family football jerseys.
that's right. That's right.
Just saying. But again, y'all, thank you so much. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks on Tuesday, and then I'll be every Tuesday. So y'all, love y'all. We'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye.